What's up? Back with another video. So this video is titled, Who am I? Where do I come from? And where are we going? / how am I feeling? I felt to do this video because I see a need to explain. There's been quite a good amount of success that I've been experiencing on the channel. I showed up back on YouTube around 22 days ago. It was on Valentine's Day where I dropped my first video back after a 9-month, probably year-long break without posting. I had to be busy with some administration in the background. I'm a creative. I'm a professional shooter, professional video editor. I'm a storyteller. I'm a documentary filmmaker. I'm a creator on YouTube as well. So being a creative, being a user of Photoshop, Final Cut, DaVinci, After Effects, I do Shopify, I do e-commerce. That's something I knew from a very young age, back when I was in high school. So being a creative, you'll know, if you know, the common criticism about creatives not being able to do admin, not being able to do their taxes, get their business compliance right. Creatives don't really know how to write, depending on the kind of creative that you are. If you are a visual artist, if you are audio-visual, if you are that kind of person, you may find that you lack the skill to write. So that's what I'm saying. So most creatives don't know how to write letters, write business plans, write proposals. They just know how to point a camera at something, throw in the effects, the transitions, the titles, the beat, the music, all that kind of stuff. So I was finding myself in that kind of situation and I needed to be off for a year to go catch up with some very long admin. And then I showed up on Valentine's Day and I dropped the video and I decided that let me be consistent for the very first time on YouTube. Let me go really hard. Let me concentrate. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've been wanting this. It's the first thing that I wanted as soon as I bought a camera and started, pointing it at things. I immediately thought of being on YouTube. It was YouTube. It was YouTube creators. It was the guys who do camera reviews, the Potato Jets, the Gerald and Duns, the Maddie Hapoyas, the Peter McKinnons, the Josh Yos, the Manny Ortiz, the Marquez Brownlees with the red cameras, the Daniel Schiffer out in Canada, very dope creative. So all of these people on YouTube introduced me to the world of YouTube content creation. I came across it in 2019 when I started to see it. And then in 2019, I decided I'm going to invest in a camera. So I invested in the camera and started learning the technicalities, how to shoot, how to expose, how to tell a story, how to voice over. I learned and did all of these things by myself, and you should go check out some time back on my timeline, on my video catalog. You'll see a video that is titled My Trip to China and West Street, the documentary. These were 2 attempts by myself to shoot something, edit it myself, voice over it myself, and have it as well be like an autobiography, a journal of my journey as I attempt this new thing in the creative space, as I attempt to become a storyteller, a visual artist, you see? So, having bought cameras all the way back then, I of course didn't have the immediate confidence to get in front of camera. So I started doing content where I call people who are pretty, people who are camera ready to come and work with me, like models, like beautiful women. And with that, we started a little startup, a little project called Project 1M, Project 1 Million. It was just a lazy naming, but I thought it's also creative. I called it Project 1. So the first project, upon buying cameras, this is the first endeavor. This is something that we're going to do and it's going to be posted on YouTube. And people are going to know that, hey, Neo is doing something and he's working with those people. Look at how pretty they are. Let's admire them. He's a YouTube creator now, you see? So I went that direction, the direction of creating independent content, putting it on YouTube and hoping for the best. And then all of that sort of came to an end. It was unsustainable to work with such a large number of people. People themselves are problematic and they're unsustainable. Their habits, their gripes, their family issues, their mental illnesses, things that they come into the workplace with from their home. These many things, you can't avoid them. you end up running into them. So that was my first now feel at working with people dynamics, industrial psychology, the psyche, the mentality of people when they are trying to endeavor to do something together in a workplace. I started to see all of these things. So long story short, I had to eventually become the person who gets in front of camera. I had to see and attempt. Am I as talented as the people that I'm placing in front of camera? Could I actually get more out of this by being in front of camera than being behind it? If it's an unworkable relationship to work with beautiful women who've got their own pride and their own attitudes. And honestly, at the time, I wasn't really paying anyone. It was just that proposal that says, yo, here's something. I got the dopest cameras. I'm pursuing to become a dope cinematographer, film producer. I'm the next big thing. And you could also be the next big thing. Now I'm pitching people like I'm some Hollywood exec, picking up talent here and there. So that's what I did. I called them in to say, let's do something. I ain't got money to pay you currently, but we'll go somewhere with this. So I ended up deciding to just get in front of camera. And the first time that happened was pretty much with me and my wife, officially now, doing content on YouTube. It was me and my wife. This is a couch right here. It's a sleeper couch. So I've got it unfolded. So we would sit right here and start doing content about our marriage. And the first time now on YouTube, I started seeing numbers, some little numbers over there. Started seeing a video get like 200 or 300 or 500 views. See? And so one could get 1,000 views as well. And the comments were so overwhelmingly positive because we were talking about a marriage that was struggling while we were doing the YouTube content, really. I, having invested in media, being a media person, I needed to stay on the road. I needed to keep going no matter what. And so even when the marriage was problematic, I was like, yo, let's use these problems as well. Let's get in front of camera. Let's talk about it. We might open some people's eyes. We might attract some people who are older than us, who've got things figured out, to DM us or something and give us some free advice. So that was the first time I started being in front of camera. But then that itself would prove to be unsustainable and problematic. There's problems even between a husband and a wife, in the same way that I had problems with crew members, I had problems with the cast, the girls in front of camera. I was starting to have issues with my wife as well. And if you look sometime down on the channel, you will see that my channel went through a time as well. So as I was going through problems in my marriage, my channel started also having topics about marriage and marital problems. That's because I was endeavoring to immerse myself deep in content that is building. I wanted it to keep on coming into my ears. I have that thing about knowledge and nuggets of wisdom. I can feel wisdom. When it is being spoken, I love it. I just want to sit all day and be a child and consume it all day. That's why stupidity stands out so much. It's because I love wisdom. I love to pursue what is true. And that comes from being a Christian and knowing that there can only be one God, one creator. There can only be one way. The true way of a marriage is between a man and a woman. There can only be one way of relating as a species. It has to be in peace and love, in unity. So when I see things outside of the scope of my strong-held beliefs, flashing lights go off. And I can detect. So being so washed and immersed in that content, I started to speak it. You'll know that the Bible says, in the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So I started speaking it. Started speaking that stuff. I got off doing content with my wife because we would fight while doing it. So I felt to just talk about these things all by myself and give my view as a man. So it was after this period that I had to take a break. I had to go and strategize where my business is going to go going forward. And I'll reveal some secrets of mine here. So I spent some time pursuing to finally make headway into the wildlife film industry. So after all of this time and all of these things that I've done on YouTube, the documentaries I've done shooting weddings. That's how I've made some money, I've done vendoring for government, for creation of business plans, graphic designs, websites, brochures, presentations. I've provided those services, I've just never done commercial film work, something with a budget, with an expectation of some revenue. I had always been, for the last 5-6 years, in my learning phase, still discovering what it is that I'm going to do. So I came in here wanting to do YouTube content. That's what I came here to do. But along the way, I started getting hit by something called gear acquisition syndrome, called GAS, in the media film industry. Those who know, we know sometimes that some dudes get lucky, some dudes get money, and then there's a time period where the industry is just releasing really hot gear, man. That camera, that lens, that rig, these color cables are in style, so when you're rigging your cinema camera, your matte box must be one by Polar Pros that has like a gold lining, on the edge. Your gimbal must have an extension bay to put a V-lock adapter so you can shoot the whole day. So people who love film equipment end up buying a lot of film equipment because this stuff is so dope. It's so nice to have, You become a hoarder of some sort. So coming in wanting to do YouTube, I had made some money previously from my business in the import-export industry. You'll also find down in my videos from a while back, you'll see a video where I traveled to China and I shot this, documentary. It was during that time where I went and got cameras. So I went to China to buy cameras and I was shooting my journey on the way. And so as I was doing that, acquiring gear, I started acquiring now even professional documentary cameras, professional cinema cameras, including wildlife lenses and wildlife equipment. So I've got the right stuff, but not in full completion. This is a very expensive industry to participate in. The tripod, I'm telling you, in this industry, to shoot with the spec that I own, the tripod alone costs 550,000. That's a tripod. 550,000 or corner 2575. That's the tripod that will hold the biggest, heaviest camera setup maximum. So I've got some of that stuff and I've been meaning to penetrate that industry, go investigate it, go understand it, go knock on the doors, go speak to the industry players and stakeholders, etc., etc., make that my main thing. So I took time away after shooting and speaking about marriage to now go and focus on penetrating this industry and making a mark. And things have been amazingly good and well. I've met exceptional, amazing people who I have very serious respect for. And this is an industry dominated by white people, you should know. So I have friends, allies who have said, I'm willing to work with you, brother. So as I'm speaking on this channel, speaking about politics and white people, you have to understand that I'm not a radical who is opposed to races, who's opposed to white people and white people and black people working together, mingling, mixing, or marrying each other, whatever. I have no such issue. See, I am not a person who hates white people, who desires for there to be a divide. In fact, I am busy pursuing to make union with a number of white people. So, in this industry, I met people who are very welcoming, very accepting, very willing to give me some help. And so, having now spent close to 9 months just doing the whole adminning the whole time, I started missing getting on camera. I started missing speaking about politics. Trump came in to become president again. And I opened my eyes a little bit wider to watch and see what suddenly happens on the ground. How will people start to move and behave on the ground? Because Trump's last administration was a very interesting time. We got to see a very nice view of white people and a right-wing president and his exciting of supremacists on the ground. The earth became a very interesting place to watch. To watch people as an EFF member, knowing that I was part of a radical pro-black party, to see counterparts on the other side, to see white guys charged up the same, pretty much, about their whiteness and their desire to put it forward. And we on this side, black people as well, wanting to put our blackness forward because it has been suppressed. And white people just wanting their whiteness to keep on keeping on, to move further and further, to break barriers, to go higher and higher. I was shocked during that time to find myself participating in that during that time of the world. And so he went away, Trump, and we had Joe Biden. And I went away to relax, to focus on creating a business. And then Trump would come back. And I started thinking, I've been trying YouTube for some time. I've been going back and forth, trying to do this and trying to do that. And I haven't properly made my mind up. At the same time, I've been trying to knock on the doors of the wildlife film industry, and things are moving in that direction. But I have more time on my hands. I do not work. I do not have a job. I've never held a job. I survive however I do. I have ways of making income. You understand? I'm not doing the best that I can. Hence, I've been pursuing to go and formally pursue commercial filmmaking for money. But while I'm waiting for the results of all of those things to come, I decided to quickly hop on camera again and start doing content. And maybe this time, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about the divide between the races, the white and the entire other races. Because there's anti-immigration sentiment, anti-immigration protests, there's pro-Western culture movements, there's fascism on the rise. And so I was like, yo, man, Penwell once did a video where he said a while ago something that I agreed with him slightly before I started realizing that he's a complete degenerate. There's something wrong. There's something that's just not okay with Penwell. At the core, there's something dark there. But one thing that I once agreed with was when he said, you need to find your center, your ikigai, he called it. Find your center, And it was important for me to find my center. I'm ADHD. You see, ADHD means attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So I have a certain brain. I have a certain hyperactive mind. As a child, I must have manifested as being hyper curious all over the place. And ADHD kids are smart, but their smart is only able to flow when they are connected to something that they enjoy. ADHD brains, if you're born with one, ADHD brains create risk takers, scientists, philosophers, politicians. But let me rather not say politicians, but say people who are humanitarian, who have a cause, a serious passion, a love for something. Those are usually the ADHD people in society. The people who love things that are difficult, colors that are bright. People who don't like a dull, easy lifestyle is because their brains operate at a low dopamine level. So we are naturally kind of bored. Everybody's idling level. Everybody idles normally. If you've ever had a problematic car, a car has a healthy idling. And then there's an idling where it sounds like it's about to go and keep quiet. So we ADHD people idle like we're about to tune out, to switch off. We live with our minds and our capacity to be entertained very low. So there needs to be something quite high that spikes us and raises our interest, So having listened to Penwell's advice to find your ikigai a number of years ago, I've been wondering what will be my center? Where will be my resting place? I have never tried to even get or hold a job or be in something contractual and long-term with anyone because I've always understood that, the day that my mind decides to flip on us and decides that, I ain't doing this no more, I'm bored of it, it's giving me no excitement, there's gonna be tears and regret. So I don't want to commit to things. I can't be tied down. It seems that I can't. And I myself experiment on a lot of things because I want to find the best one. I don't want to commit to one and be lost in it. So having now checked what is it that I can do, what is it that I can commit my life to, will I make wildlife films, publish them, Mnet, National Geographic, Disney, Sky, BBC, make some money, drive a car, be ordinary, live a chilled life, be known by no one, or will I get on YouTube? Because I have before. And there's been comments. People have told me that I'm dope. They've told me that they like what I'm saying. So maybe should I do that? Is that my center? So Trump came in and I was like, let me try this. Since trying that, ladies and gentlemen, we're now back to the video and its title and its intended purpose. Who am I? Where do I come from? And where are we going with this channel? I decided to hop in to be consistent after years of no consistency, and the channel, it seems, has caught fire. There are people who appreciate this very much, and there are people who hate this very, very, very much so. And they send me all kinds of comments. And one of them is a comment that actually triggered me slightly. There's people who send hate, outright hate. They call me names. They are outright racist. I'm not surprised by that. I laugh at that. That's dirt. That's trash. I know that armpit dwelling group of white people, skinheads and Ku Klux Klan members, when they drop in, I can see, you are a real stinker, you. So I let those go past. So its comment is the one that actually kind of triggered me and set me off thinking for some time. So a few days ago, I did a video where Ronaldo Hose and Mighty Jamie, I was placing focus on them. Ronaldo had done a video calling Mighty Jamie a fake intellectual who has a fake code and spreads fake news. So I felt to be relaxed in that video and just laugh a bit. I had been going kind of hard on Ronaldo in my live watches of his videos. And to be honest with you, I'm not a person full of animosity. No, I'm not. I'm a friendly, very kind guy. I was a radical as a member of the EFF. I used to dump crap on white people on Twitter some time ago. Then Jesus called me out of that. I realized the error of my ways. And I decided, no. I can't be involved in this type of thing. I can't be involved with a politics and a politician, a leader who's telling people to go and make children. Oh my Lord. I can't be sympathetic to those kind of things. I can't be contrary to the word of God and pro-politics. I can't be doing that. So I've been a radical. I understand radical people on the other side and the kinds of things they want to speak to me. They don't touch me. But then this one is a comment where somebody realized that I have a chill tone. I'm not always in a fighting mood. I'm not trying to destroy Ronaldo Hose and tear him down as a person. I want to build bridges across. In Mighty Jamie's video, where after he confronted Ronaldo Hose, he talks about being a Christian who believes in forgiving people. And he talks about the need for Ronaldo to make an apology. And Ronaldo has responded in my comments. I'll piece his response right here. He says that he has responded 3 times already. You see that? So that's why we're calling him to a global apology, a big event where we will cleanse him of his sin. If he should apologize there, we will put everything right and be well with him. So this ultimate desire, this ultimate goal to be one with the Ronaldo Hoses, to be united with those dudes, showed in my video where I was just kind. I was on his side. He felt he was ambushed by Mighty, and he showed us a video where indeed Mighty had claimed that there is no particular article on the ANC website, and it seems Ernest Roots had a conversation with Tucker Carlson on that particular fact, and Mighty Jamie was disputing that, and Ronaldo showed that no, Ernest Roots is actually right. Here is the article on the website. So there was nothing to oppose there. And I was feeling quite relaxed and laughing through the whole time. And somebody came in the comments and like, so laughing through this whole video is not exactly an argument. Where's your argument? I managed to skip through it and find some dumb shit that you said here and there. Ronaldo is this and that. Why aren't you presenting such and such? And for the first time I was like, hey, oh my Lord. I'm not here to come and be agitated. I've come purposely back on YouTube to speak on this subject with fresh memory of where I come from as a radical in the EFF. And I'm mindful not to become such. I'm mindful not to stay angry all the time. even though this Katlego person and the videos that she's been posting presents me with a lot of meat to grow my channel at her expense. She has said all kinds of heinous, ugly things there that I can take advantage of. And there's fair use policy. If you know, you can take and rip other people's content, repurpose it, resell it, and make money. I can do that. But I want her to just fix her attitude. I want her to feel remorse and regret as soon as possible. And for that to materialize and change in the content that she puts up and the tone that she takes when she's talking about black people. I don't wish to exploit her and, completely incinerate her, because it's possible. She's done a lot of mistakes. She's said a lot of absolutely bad things. I can make content out of myself. Reality series, going to the Human Rights Commission, they're opening a case, making a halapalu about it. I can make myself famous out of that. But I honestly want her to stop. I hate opening the YouTube app and thinking, this YouTube has been an unfriendly, hostile place lately. I watched this content of this lady, and since then, my emotions and my worth as a black person has been on the down low, man. Stocks have been down lately. So I don't want to open the YouTube app and suddenly see her yellow thumbnail there, her face there, and a freeze frame of black people in dirty conditions and a title saying like rats. I just want all of that to stop. And if Ronaldo as well can bring himself to give the final and ultimate apology, at that event, it'll be a cleansing ceremony. Yeah, not pagan cleansing stuff like that. No, we will have like a small ceremony at the end of the episode there with Spoo there. We will have some balloons filled with helium. We'll be writing hate on each of them, and we'll be giving them to Ronaldo, and we'll be holding some of them ourselves, and all together at once, we're gonna launch and let go of those balloons, and those balloons will all go, and will declare that Ronaldo Jose has been forgiven, he has been redeemed. Ingamla, welcome futhi in society, give him a chance, or something like that. So there was somebody who hopped in the comments and said, where's the fight? And like, no, man, I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to be agitated. I'm not here to be a wrestler now when you are busy on the sideline saying, give us a show. Screw that. So I had to take some time to think, okay, what exactly do people want out of this? I know some are just stupid kooks. Very, 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 very stupid kooks. But I hate to be misunderstood. I understand that some people's minds, I'll never fix it. But I do not want to be misunderstood or seen to be somebody who likes negativity, wants more of it, wants to dwell in it, wants to agitate some more of it to come out and what so forth. No. So I come here to tell you that how have I been feeling? I've been feeling amazing. I've been feeling great. I'm thankful to cross the 1,000 subscriber threshold. And as things stand, another metric that I had to pursue and get to is having 4,000 watch hours so that I can apply for monetization. And it seems yesterday I was on 3,700. Finally, even this morning when I was checking, it was still 3,700. I had still not crossed the ultimate threshold to become a monetized creator. So finally, I am. You can see that if you know, it normally has a bar here that is showing you how many watch hours you still need to get, etc. to get monetized. So now that it says apply now, it means that I am finally at this point where I can decide to be serious about this channel because I can make money out of it. I can provide for my children while I'm in the house, which is a lifestyle that I'm very much used to since COVID-19 when I set up a home office. So I'm in my home office right here. You see, there's my editing desk right here with my iMac over there, and this is what is this, a coffee table, a TV stand, if I can say, a wooden one, it's a cupboard or something like that, sexy, with my special item over there that I can't tell you about. So now that we've reached this point over here and we'll be going forward, I needed to just take this opportunity to explain that I'm not here to fight. Where I come from is where I come from. I'm a man pursuing to do well by his wife and his children. I have a point of view about politics. I'm a black man. A lot of my facts, I got them when I was in the school of the EFF. So I know some politics. I'm not a politician. I'm not a political expert commentator. I would like to explain attitudes and stumbling blocks and things that prevent us from going forward. I've realized that politics creates news, and news generates revenue, and people in the media are rich and happy that a country would be divided and dysfunctional, that a parliament would be facing chaos and inability to launch a budget, because those are very juicy stories for the media. The media wants them. So I've realized that, oh man, political commentators and the media people are thriving on this sport. You see, this is sport live broadcast as well. There's oppositions. There's this one wears that yellow color, that one wears red. It's Manchester United versus Kaizer Chiefs. So there are people who are playing with us, and it's the media themselves. And it doesn't seem like the media tries to bring us discussions that bring solutions. They just highlight the tensions and the arguments that we have. And I'm careful not to become drawn into that kind of mindset. So that's who I am. I want to focus on explaining in very basic terms the mindsets, the beliefs, the ideologies that make us stand apart. Many people don't understand why white people are opposed to communism. Many people don't understand why white people vote for the DA. Is it because it's got white leadership or whatever? No, there's a belief there. There's a religion there that strikes white people very nicely. And I think there's black people who may not understand what that is. And I would like to bring an easy, understandable approach and an explanation and a breakdown of us as we oppose each other while trying to bring us together so that we can all understand each other, be on the same platforms, be in the same rooms, and speak with each other. So going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to understand that I am committing myself to doing this. I hope that you will enjoy it and come along on this ride. Thank you very much for everyone who has subscribed. Thank you very much for everyone who has interacted in the comments. The good and the bad. All of you make this channel actually move. And that's something that I like and I enjoy, being the public square where the white people are spoken about, the black people are spoken about, and we're all commenting on our issues on one channel. Rather than Radio Jacaranda there, speaking about neoliberalism and anti-ANC nje kuphela, and then we have another radio station there, Power FM, talking pro-black, black power, black entrepreneurship. We're all completely separated. No, I want joining a public and middle ground. So I'm excited about this journey. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let the video end right here. As we go forward, I hope that you're not going to come here wanting to be made rowdy, wanting a high tempo all the time. No, I really like to chill and be friendly and nice for my kids because they need me in a healthy state, and a state of being charged and going crazy is not one that I am here for. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you next time. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you all. May God bless you.